It's the latest issue of the Waldenstrom's Weekly, and wow, it's packed.
It really is. This isn't just, a list of announcements. It feels more like a blueprint for support, covering everything from global events to really specific local needs for people dealing with WM.
Exactly. And right up front, they restate that core mission of the IWMF, the organizing body. It's all about supporting and educating everyone affected by WM.
To improve patient outcomes, but also, crucially, advancing the search for a cure. That balance is key.
You see it reflected immediately, actually. There's this short but powerful quote from a patient right at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I feel so much more confident to ask for what I need. Something like that.
With my doctors, as I continue to take advantage of the knowledge and activities provided, it really speaks to the goal, confidence, knowledge, empowerment.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's jump into the announcements. Big picture first. 2026 Educational Forums. Big news here.
2 major ones announced.
First up, for folks in the U.S., save the date. The 2026 IWMF Ed Forum is in Columbus, Ohio, May 1st through the 3rd, 2026.
Columbus. Okay. And they've already flagged the Hilton Columbus downtown for lodging, planning ahead.
Yeah, they emphasize the power of connection at these things, which for a rare disease community must be huge.
Oh, absolutely. Just being in the same room, sharing experiences, it's incredibly validating.
And that connection isn't just U.S.-based. Right before that, there's the European Educational Forum 2026.
In Athens, Greece. That's set for Friday, April 24th, 2026.
Athens. Okay.
And what's really striking about the Athens Forum announcement is the scale of expertise they're promising. The chance to engage with over 70 experts.
70. Wow.
Yeah, from the European Consortium of Waldenstrom Macroglobulinemia. For patients, accessing that density of specialized knowledge in one place, that's pretty remarkable. It really shows the global effort involved.
That's amazing. Okay, so from these huge forums, the newsletter kind of zooms in a bit, talks about staff and advocacy work.
Right. Mentioned Cindy Powers from the IWMF staff attending the NORD Breakthrough Summit in D.C., NORD being the National Organization for Rare Disorders.
And the theme was From Voices to Breakthroughs.
Which is just perfect. Visibility is so vital for rare diseases like WM. They don't always get the spotlight. So being at these summits, making sure the unique challenges, diagnosis hurdles, insurance issues, you name it, are heard where policy gets made. That's essential.
Turning personal stories into policy. Makes sense.
Exactly.
Then we get even more specific, down to regional support. The newsletter highlights a virtual WM Italian group meeting that's scheduled for Monday, November 17th at 5 p.m. CET, specifically for patients and Italian speakers.
And this is critical, isn't it? Because language barriers, they can really inhibit deep understanding, especially with complex medical stuff.
For sure.
So having 4 leading specialists, Dr. Tedeschi, Dr. Fristacci, Dr. Piazza, and Dr. Denessen there to cover WM basics and offer guidance in Italian, well, that's a huge win for access. It shows support going beyond just English resources.
Definitely. Okay, shifting gears slightly now into the WM Community Corner. Always some great stories here.
Yeah, this section is about inspiration, really.
And first up, a huge personal milestone. IWMF Board Trustee John Zimmerman ran his first half marathon. In Columbus, actually, October 19th.
That's incredible. And the story mentions he ran it with his wife, who has WM, and their daughter, Kyla.
Right. Talk about family support. It really shows that life doesn't stop. You adapt, you push forward together.
Absolutely. Such a powerful example.
And speaking of pushing limits, another big congrats is due. And Grace McMullen, the IWMF Wellness Coordinator.
Oh, yeah? What does she do?
She earned 2 bronze medals at the U.S. Orienteering Championships.
No kidding. Orienteering. That's tough. 2 medals.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And what I loved was her quote about preparation. She credited yoga and meditation.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, she said it helped with breathing, setting intentions, and staying somewhat relaxed and focused.
That resonates so much with managing a chronic illness, doesn't it? That same need for focus, for breath work, for setting intentions day to day. Her athletic strategy is kind of a life strategy, too.
Totally. And rounding out the wellness updates, Shirley Gansey, the editor of the IWMF Torch magazine, was apparently hiking 8.5 miles at over 7,000 feet in the Dolomites, northern Italy.
Wow. Okay, this community is active.
Right. It paints a picture: yoga, marathons, mountain hiking. It's all part of living well alongside the medical side. And she notes the October Torch issue is out.
Good stuff. A real commitment to integrated wellness.
Okay, so we've covered wellness, community. Let's get into some practical education resources. Finances and insurance first.
Always critical topics.
The newsletter mentions that the recording and slides from a PAN Foundation presentation on 2026 Medicare open enrollment are available now.
That's super timely. Open enrollment choices have huge downstream effects on costs and access. Getting that info now is key for planning, especially with managing something like WM. Avoid those nasty financial surprises.
Definitely need to be proactive there. And sticking with education, there's a program from the Lymphoma Research Foundation.
The Virtual Living with Lymphoma program, that's on Saturday, November 8th.
And importantly, it includes a dedicated breakout session just for WM.
Right, featuring Dr. Yazid Sawala from Ohio State. And look at the topics they're hitting in the supportive care sessions. Integrative oncology, coping during active surveillance.
Sexual health and intimacy, long-term side effects.
Exactly. These are the real quality of life issues. It's not just about the drugs. It's about living well during and after treatment.
Which leads nicely into another very specific, very important educational piece, reproductive health.
Yes, the Patient Empowerment Network webinar, Fertility and Cancer, What Women Need to Know. That's Wednesday, November 12th, 1:00 p.m. Eastern Time.
And the expert is Dr. Terry Woodard, who specializes in oncofertility.
A crucial field. Cancer treatments can really impact fertility. And for younger patients especially, knowing the risks, the preservation options, how to talk to your team about it, it's vital. This webinar addresses a huge, often overlooked need.
Absolutely. Okay, let's move into the dedicated support section now, starting with caregivers.
The unsung heroes, always.
There's a reminder about an existing webinar recording with Jill Farabelli, a social worker, focusing on practical tools and resilience for caregivers.
And building on that, they're launching a brand new support meeting specifically for WM caregivers.
Oh, that's great. When is that?
November 12th, 2:00 p.m. Eastern Time. And I really like how they frame it open to everyone who supports someone with WM.
Regardless of how much they do, it says.
Right. Even if the patient themselves is also a caregiver for someone else. It acknowledges that caregiving isn't one size fits all and aims to prevent burnout across the board. Very inclusive.
Good. The newsletter also flags upcoming affinity group meetings. These are for more specific communities within the WM world.
The LGBTQ plus affinity group has a meeting set for Saturday, December 6th, 2:00 p.m. Eastern.
And then there's the group for Bing-Neal syndrome.
Right. That's a very specific, rare neurological complication of WM where the cells affect the central nervous system. Finding peers who understand that unique experience is incredibly important.
So their meeting is December 7th or 8th, depending on where you are.
Exactly. They have 2 meeting times to cover different time zones, 1:30 p.m. Eastern and 6:00 p.m. Eastern. Shows real consideration for making it accessible globally for this specific group.
That level of tailored support is impressive.
Okay.
Now, a really critical piece on advocacy, systemic issues.
Yes. The MinPost op-ed by Carollo Sana about insurance roadblocks.
Specifically, step therapy.
Step therapy. Yeah, this is a big one. It's where insurance companies basically make you try and fail on their preferred, often cheaper or older, drug first.
Before they'll approve the one your doctor actually thinks is best for you.
Exactly. And the op-ed uses this really powerful quote. In cancer, there are no do-overs.
Wow. That gets right to it. No do-overs. Is that fail-first approach really a major problem in rare blood cancers? Or is that a bit dramatic?
Oh, it's stark reality. In conditions that can be aggressive, delaying the optimal treatment, even by a few weeks, forcing someone onto a drug that might have more side effects or just doesn't work as well, allowing the disease any extra time, that's a risk doctors hate taking.
So the fight is really about keeping those decisions between the patient and their doctor.
Precisely. Shielding clinical judgment from purely financial or administrative pressures, it's fundamental advocacy.
And since fighting those battles alone is, frankly, exhausting and complicated.
Right. The newsletter highlights a lifeline. The Patient Advocate Foundation, or PAF, they offer a free case management program for U.S. residents.
Free case management, what does that actually involve?
It's incredibly practical, hands-on help. They assist with navigating health insurance think appeals, understanding your benefits, fixing billing errors. They help with disability applications and appeals if you're denied.
Okay, that's huge.
And they provide support for financial hardships, managing medical debt, finding discount programs, connecting you to other resources. It lifts that massive administrative weight off people's shoulders.
That sounds invaluable.
Yeah.
Okay, nearly there. Let's wrap up with the wellness program section, focusing on integrative health.
Important topic. There's a specific webinar coming up. Vitamins, herbs, and supplements commonly used by cancer patients.
Thursday, October 30th, 1.0 to 2.30 p.m.
And the expert is Kim DeRhodes. She's a pharmacist, an integrative medicine specialist, and a WM caregiver herself. Decades of experience.
So she knows both sides.
Exactly. The focus is on how integrative approaches can safely complement standard care. But maybe even more importantly, identifying supplements that could be harmful or interfere with WM treatments. That safety check is paramount. Patients want to do everything they can, but it has to be safe.
Makes sense. The IWMF also offers a monthly Integrative Wellness newsletter, right?
Yep, ongoing resource. Sends out calendars, Zoom links for wellness activities, recordings, tips for living well. Keeps that wellness focus consistent.
And they end this whole packed newsletter with another piece of community feedback.
Yeah, someone saying, this community and the wellness program has become more and more important to my WM journey, and frankly, just dealing with this uncertain world.
It brings it all back home, doesn't it? The totality of the support.
It really does.
So looking back at everything we just covered, I mean, the range is huge. Global forums in Athens and Columbus, specific support for Italian speakers, groups for Bing Neal, fighting step therapy, practical PAF help.
What strikes me is how clearly this acknowledges that managing a rare disease like WM is, maybe, only half about the medicine itself. The other half is navigating the system, the finances, the insurance, the emotional toll, the need for connection.
Yeah.
This newsletter shows a real effort to empower people on all those fronts. The Medicare info, the PAF case management, the focus on supportive care like fertility or coping strategies. It's about giving people the tools to handle the whole picture.
It really is comprehensive.
Yeah.
So here's something for you, our listener, to think about. We've seen that navigating the system can be just as tough as dealing with the condition. If that's true, which of these non-medical resources we talked about might be the most critical first step for someone newly diagnosed? Is it the immediate financial and insurance help from PAF? Is it getting educated on supportive care like fertility or side effects? Or is it finding that very specific peer support, like in the Bing Neal group?
What provides that initial anchor of control and knowledge when everything feels overwhelming? Definitely something to mull over as you continue learning.
Absolutely. We hope this dive into the weekly has been useful. Check out the resources that resonated most with you. Until next time.